What up, though, y'all? Y'all know what it is. I am one half of the Don't Be Pressed podcast team. I am Morgan, aka Chuckles, and this is my series, Talking Sports Like a Girl. My best friend Devin has her own series called Dev Be Entertaining, where she talks everything pop culture and movies and, things that you should know in the media. And I'm going to be talking sports right here. So, she's got you covered on Mondays, and I got you covered on Thursdays, and today is a Thursday, or if you're watching it late, it's after Thursday, and I just want to keep you guys updated with what's going on in sports. Subscribe right there, that button right there, you see it, subscribe, hit the post notifications. So, first, on Talking Sports Like a Girl, we always like to start with our hot takes, and guess what? I got some hot ones for y'all today. My first hot take, I'm telling y'all, Floyd ain't tricking me no more. Floyd ain't never tricked me into buying a pay-per-view, but he ain't tricking me into being interested at all in any of his fights. He just had this fight with one of the Paul boys. Boring. All they did was hug the whole time.
Gotta realize, I'm not 21 anymore, but it's good to move around with these young guys, test my skills, just to have some fun. Great young fighter, strong, tough. He's better than I thought he was.
Second hot take. On All-Star Weekend, I would love to see a 3-on-3 tournament of front office execs. This video of Mark Cuban shooting threes, 3 in a row, went viral last week, and it just, promotes the idea. What would it be like if the owners, they call themselves Board of Governors now because it's more PC, politically correct. What would it be like if we saw them play basketball? Because they're always shopping players around, saying this player can't play, that player can't play, that player doesn't have enough draft stock, this player doesn't have enough stock, da-da-da-da-da-da. I want to see them play basketball. Well, last week, as you know, we talked about Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka withdrew from the French Open because she had mental health concerns, and she didn't want to talk to the media because it was exacerbating her mental health concerns. And instead of the Grand Slam being, who they should be and saying, hey, you don't have to pay the fine because we care about your mental health, they did not do that. The Calm app, however, has stepped up, and they've been helping us with our mental health ever since they came into existence, and they're doing the same here. They've offered to pay all of the fines for any Grand Slam participants who don't want to talk to the media. And next in the news, as you guys can see, we teased this for a long time. This is something that is so important to us in our podcast. We have our Pride merch. As you can see, I don't know if y'all can see it, it says equity with a rainbow, equity over equality. See the podcast episode for that difference, explaining why we have equity over equality. And in addition to us celebrating Pride and having a Pride merch line, the San Francisco Giants is the first to even have any type of Pride logo on their own logo. Not shockingly, the WNBA is light years ahead of them with colors on all of their teams' logos. So claps to both the San Francisco Giants and the WNBA as a whole for representing the members of the LGBT community with Pride colors. All right, so next we're going to get into the meat of our episode. As you guys know, I am a huge NBA fan, and we are now moving into the second round of the NBA playoffs. But before we can talk about those key matchups that we are interested in this second round, we have to talk about the people who are eliminated. First of all, LeBron James. There will be no LeBron James in the finals this year, in the second round this year, for the first time in his career, honestly. No LeBron James or Steph Curry in the last 11 years. So it's going to be an interesting playoffs without them. Luka Doncic is out. I'm sad about that because he's a young, exciting player. Contenders in the Eastern Conference Finals of 2020 are both knocked out in the first round, Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. You couldn't have told me that at the beginning of the year that these teams will both not even make it past the first round, but here we are. This is a strange season, still COVID season, and neither of them are in it. Memphis Grizzlies are on the rise. They're not good enough, but they gave the Utah Jazz as much as they could, so I'm happy about that. And check out this clip of Ja Morant being Ja Morant. In other non-important news, but I feel the need to say it because it's New York, the Knicks are the Knicks and they lost. Thank God we are done with them. Secondly, and more importantly, Portland and the Wizards, please blow it up. You're wasting everybody, both of those guards for both teams. Please send them to a contender. We are tired of seeing them waste their career with teams that can't do anything. Russell Westbrook should be able to pass the ball to someone who can make it, and Dame shouldn't have to score every point in OT in the fourth quarter. Thanks. Now, moving on to the current matchups, we have Philly and Atlanta. I have to tell y'all, I did not know Trae Young was this exciting, but boy, he got me tuned in. I tell you, I want to watch every dribble that man plays. Even though he's balding, I am still excited to see him play. And, Joel Embiid, that boy, he been nice. But I'm glad that he's finally committed himself to the craft, because it's exciting to see him play, exciting to see him dream shake, exciting to see him with the smooth J. I'm also excited to see the series of the Suns versus the Nuggets, because you got the point center, Jokic, and then you got Devin Booker. Man, he torched my Lakers, but it's going to be exciting to see him and not have to cheer against him. So you have the freaking Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks. I'm really pulling for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that'll be a great matchup. I think they both match up really nicely against each other. I think that'll be a long series, about 6 games. And finally, we have the Utah Jazz versus the LA Clippers. No shock here that I am shocked that the Clippers made it to the second round. But, you know, this is probably going to be a 6-game series. Mike Conley needs to get healthy, and then we can see what this series is really going to be about. Next, we're going into our segment, Pressed or Nah. If you listen to the podcast, you know that this is a little play on words from our podcast, Don't Be Pressed, something that we're going to be stressed, pressed, or worried about. First, Porzingis. He says he feels like an afterthought. Says he never felt like a co-star alongside the great Luka Doncic. Are we pressed or are we not pressed? Well, I'll tell you, as a Dallas Mavericks fan, you should definitely be pressed, because who are they going to get to replace the young man? I mean, he did play like Pandemic P, but who's going to replace him? What can you get on the trade market from? Because he played like... Next, Dennis Schroeder. Magic Johnson feels like he is not a Laker and he's not a winning player. Are we pressed about this or are we not pressed about this? Well, the man turned down a 4-year, $84 million contract for the Lakers, and he said he wanted to test free agency. I, for one, not pressed about this. I do not want him on the team. I mean, I just feel like he's not all that valuable, and I feel like $84 million is too much for the man. He can't play in the playoffs, he can only play in the regular season. That's all, that's it. We have Simone Biles winning the all-around gymnastics competition for the 7th time. This young lady, she had a goat sewed onto her uniform, and I can't think of anything that's more indicative of her performance. Congratulations, Simone Biles, on your continued excellence. We have a montage of these great buzzer beaters from the month of May. Please watch this, and just watch these women just be exciting and excellent. I feel the need to say it. So many people think that the WNBA is not interesting, that it's not exciting, and this is the epitome of excitement. Watching that block at the buzzer beater, I did not expect that at all. Like, she whole ass swallowed the entire ball. And can we also talk about Liz Cambage literally laughing and talking as she gives it to her opponent? Where are you gonna see that at? Please. So, what to watch this weekend? I'm always gonna tell you, we're in NBA playoff season, baby, so go ahead, check that out. Check out the new young talent. I know LeBron's not in it, and I know everybody thinks that KD is going to win, but maybe he won't. Maybe this year, it'll be Giannis's year to break through. We won't know unless we watch it, so let's watch it. And also, the WNBA, they play, this is their season. Let's watch them too, because like I just showed you, it's freaking exciting. All right, until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, and don't forget to like and subscribe below. Nevertheless, don't be pressed. Deuces. Good, how are you? I hated you. Everybody's so friendly. Just leave me alone. I'm talking to my computer, clearly. Shit. Where was I? All right.
You gotta keep that in as like a blooper, please. At the end. Please.
Also, don't remember.
Next, you have the second round of...
And
that was so good.
And don't forget to like and subscribe below.